Hi, and welcome to another episode to our journey to the 67th homecoming anniversary celebration here at Capital City Seventh-Day Adventist Church. And tonight I'll be your host for this episode where I have the privilege of interviewing my BFF, Brena. What's up,
Yes.
BFF?
Nothing much. Nothing much. Regular.
So, Brena, why don't you share who you are. Tell us a little bit about yourself so
Okay.
that our audience can know who I'm interviewing tonight.
Well, as Jean said, my name is Brena. Brena Boddie. I am Brother Boddie's daughter. Well, one of three, one of many. Um, and my experience, a little bit about me. I'm a mother of a beautiful 9-year-old daughter. Um, and just my experience growing up in the church. I would say it's been a good thing.
Yeah.
It's been a blessing, to be honest. I really feel like without it, I wouldn't have gone the direction that I'm in now.
Okay. So let's elaborate a little bit on that with your experience growing up in the
Yeah.
church. I remember back in the days when,
Yep.
yeah, we used to be, we used to be
Yep.
tight. We used to give each other advice.
Yeah.
Well, me more so to you.
Yeah. Of course. Of
Yeah,
course.
trying to give you some guidance
Right.
and trying to
Right.
help you avoid some mistakes. So tell me, how was that for you? How did that help you to get to where you are now?
Well, if I would have listened to the advice, I feel like I would have been a different situation now. But looking back at it, I definitely I will say also I'm blessed about it. To have the relationships for the people that I've known and got to get close to in the church, it really is a blessing. Because when you're out there in the world, it's almost like you're searching for something.
Hmm.
And really, in all honesty, you're searching for that relationship. You're almost like you're searching for, I would say, like the God relationship on earth.
Yeah.
So you just want to be able to. Sometimes, yes, you can pray and stuff like that, but you also want to be able to have that communication with somebody and be amongst people who are like-minded. So I will say that getting that advice really helped me come back in a way, especially the relationships that I did build up, to be able to know that church is a safe place. As long as you can make it a safe place, it
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
is a safe place. Where God dwells is always a safe place to
Yeah.
me.
Amen to that.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that response. So you mentioned come back, and yes, we know
Yes.
you went on a little bit of a
Yes.
hiatus.
Yes.
Most people they don't want to like deal with just the bias at church,
Yeah.
right? They
Yeah.
want to see what's out there and just see if there's really two sides to the
Oh yeah.
story. So
Yeah.
tell us about your journey back to Capital City.
It was a journey. I would say, to be honest, it's rough and still, there. I still have my days.
Mhm.
But I really feel like growing up in the church really gave me the guide back to church. But just the journey overall, it's something I feel like everybody who grows up in the church feels like they have to go and experience.
Mhm.
And then to add to it, my parents were extremely strict. So it was, and I never really got like that explanation, like don't do this because of this. And being 7-Day Adventist, there were a lot of things that you just can't do. And as a child, you go to a public school, you're thinking, oh well, everybody else does it, so why can't I, kind of
Mhm.
thing. So
Mhm.
you're like, well, my parents are not giving me an explanation. The Bible is not really giving me an explanation. It's not clear to me, those kind of things. So when I get old enough, I'm out of here and I'm gonna just go crazy, like
Yeah.
almost like a cat out of a bag. So I'm just gonna go crazy. And that's kind of what it was for me. But I quickly realized, especially being a mother, I quickly realized that there's really no place out there in the world. Like it was just a whole bunch of things that just kept bringing me somewhat, not even so much back to church, but back to God in general.
Mhm.
There
Mhm.
was a period of time where I was mad at God, because I looked at God as everything is supposed to be good. As long as I believe in God, I pray, here and there, everything's supposed to be good.
Yeah.
Everything's supposed
Yeah.
to be perfect. But I realized with a lot of studying and a lot of like almost like research, um, that God is not really like that. God is like, he's going to put you through certain things because there's things that he's molding you to get prepared for.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
things that he knows that if he gave you, like almost like you asking God for $1,000,000. If God were to give you the $1,000,000 now and you don't have good stewardship over the money you have currently, that $1,000,000 is going to come and go, and you're going to be like, wow, I had $1,000,000 at one point and it's completely gone. So I'm thankful for the journey. To be honest, I'm thankful and grateful and blessed for the journey because it's a part of me. It's a part of my testimony. And I've seen a lot of videos where a lot of people, they go through things not just for themselves, but they go through them to be able to help someone else. And that's always my thing. Like, I always try to look at it like I'm going through it for me, yes. I'm going through it for my daughter, yes. But I'm also going through it to be able to help someone else because there's a bunch of parents in the world that they might need that help. And they might not know it yet. The help that they need is just getting that relationship with God.
It's the experiences, you know, that draw you close to God.
Absolutely.
And and those are where we learn the lessons that kind of reels us back in.
Yeah, for sure.
So, you know, it's good to see you back home. So welcome home, similar
It's good to be home.
the parable, the prodigal daughter, I guess.
Yes, prodigal daughter. I like that.
So now that you're back home, right, and you're now being a witness and even an example for the younger generations. So now, let's say if you could meet your younger self in those pews in Capital City, where you know you used to pretend you were paying attention in church.
Yeah.
And whatnot.
Pretend it's crazy, but okay.
What would you tell your younger self?
You don't always have to be strong. For a while, I was always just like, mighty, I could do anything kind of person. I still am sometimes, to be honest. But you don't always have to be strong. Failure is good sometimes. And then also, I think the main reason why I left to begin with is letting human experiences kind of, interrupt that path for me. So just going back and telling myself, you don't have to worry about that. The human experience that you have with whether it's individuals in the church or individuals outside the church, individuals at work, as long as you're giving the glory and the honor to God, that's all that matters. Whoever else really doesn't like it, pray for them. You do get on your knees for them and pray, and let God handle the rest, and it'll just fall in line. Because if God has something for you, it's going to be for you. It's not going to go away. I mean, the timeline might push a little bit as far as when you're going to actually get it, but it'll be for you. And also just tell myself, be patient. Anything worth having is definitely worth waiting for and working for and being patient for. And give myself a big hug because I need a hug sometimes. So I feel like I was just a kid who really needed a hug. Like, so just give myself a big hug and just, like, no, everything's going to be all right. Just with due time, everything's going to be fine.
Yeah. Nice. Good advice to your younger generation. And and thank you for sharing your story.
Absolutely.
It's been a pleasure. I got to put you in the hot seat. Right?
The blue hot seat. Yeah.
And we thank you guys for tuning in for another episode of our journey to homecoming. And we're hoping that you are able to join us on Memorial Day weekend. The 23rd to the 25th. We're looking forward to seeing you there. And please remember, like the video, share it, and subscribe because we'll have more interviews coming up later. So see you next time.